Welcome to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as we are live during Riyadh season at the Kingdom Arena. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
About time too.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. And here he is, Terrence Crawford. 5'7", 135 pounds even. That's the lightweight limit. And he's got a reach of 74 inches. Julio Cesar. And here he is, Bud Terrence Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest. He is the greatest.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is the acclaimed 3-division world champion and 2-division undisputed champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico, here is one of boxing's all-time greats with 107 career victories, introducing El Gran Campeón Mexicano, Julio Cesar Chavez.
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
Todd, I love this place. The atmosphere is second to none. If you get the right fights, we've got fun all night.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Just misses with the right uppercut. These two fighters are made for one another. These two have been going at it on social media, and now finally, they're about to go at it in the ring.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Perfect punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. We wanted action, and they are delivering. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bells.
Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
If you're a counter-puncher, then basically you do the counter-attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Counter-punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter-puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Beautiful counter shot. One punch could change everything in this battle. like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Having a hard time finding a home with that right uppercut. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? They're giving us a high-tempo show. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round? On to the third. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The straight right just misses. That hook won't score. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They both want a highlight reel knockout. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second.
Here we go to the fourth round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Counter punches have to hurt. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skillful.
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere. Look at this. Oh, and the grand champion might go down. Can you believe it? He put Chavez down. How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
Shot from the gods, they say.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. So it's back into the fray here in round 5. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight with fight. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You'd like to see more jabs. A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Tried to score with the uppercut. They have no respect for each other's punching power. They both want a knockout, you can tell. How about that time counter shot? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. Let's start the 6th. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Both men step back for just a moment. And he blocks the left uppercut. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. So close with that uppercut. You can see here on the replay a perfect body shot, and he dropped like a loose suit.
Even I've got to see that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Let's talk about Chavez in that last round.
Switch up.
There's the bell to start round 7. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic.
And down goes Crawford. We wondered how good his chin was, but no one's chin standing up to that shot.
A shot from the gods took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give me your boy.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protection, everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
That's a good start to the round for this guy.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Crawford is dazed. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
Not caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong play.
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Boy, this next round is round 8, and we're off again. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Nice counter shot. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Stamina is off the charts. That punch scores. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. What a dominant performance, and it shows up on the judges' scorecards as a unanimous decision victory.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.